Well, today we focus on Nigeria's tourism potentials and how it can be improved beyond its Nigeria's tourism sector and has significant untapped potentials, boasting diverse natural landscapes, rich cultural heritage, and the growth of the entertainment industry. Now, the country's strategic location, diverse ethnic groups, and vast resources create opportunities for growth in areas such as heritage tourism, ecotourism, and cultural experiences. Now, joining us to discuss this is the managing director of the Nigerian Exporter Hub, Babatunde Faleke. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on TVC Breakfast Saturday.
Good morning. How are you doing? Well, it's my pleasure to be here today.
It's a pleasure to have you on the program. Now, tell us how Nigeria's tourism potential has helped to improve the economy at this time.
Well, Nigeria tourism has been a force, and it's been a world notion that people want to visit. And I'll give specific examples. Look at the tourism around Nigeria. We'll look at the Carnival Calabar. We'll look at Lagos Dirty December. We'll look at Arugungu Festival. Look at Ofala Festival, Oshun Festival, Doba Festival, Eyo Festival. These are renowned cultural festival and heritage that all over every time people look forward to coming around and spend millions of naira, millions of dollars to participate. So indirectly, this has brought so much fortune to the country in terms of participation, hospitality, entertainment, travels, tours, and whatever. Last year alone, the Dirty Festival, December, brought in about $71.6 million. You can imagine, and this is a kind of networking that a lot of people participate. It's not concentrated in one area. Everyone participated, the hotel, the tourism, the entertainers. I mean, every one of them, the food sellers, I mean, low and high. It's a good thing, and it seems to be encouraged.
I like the fact that you mentioned a lot of the festivals that we have in Nigeria, and including Dirty December. But I want to ask, how can the Nigerian government, the federal government also translate this into actual wealth for the nation, and in such a way that Nigeria becomes a leader in tourism in Africa, and maybe even the world?
Hello?
Did you hear my question, sir?
Sir, what?
Mr. Faleke, did you hear my question?
Yeah, I didn't hear your question, please.
Okay, I'll just take it again. I said that I like the fact that you mentioned a lot of the festivals that we have in Nigeria, including Dirty December. But I want to ask, how can the federal government translate this to actual wealth for the nation in such a way that Nigeria becomes a superpower in the global tourism space?
Well, Nigeria can do that. We can do that. Like I just mentioned to you, if resources and infrastructure are built towards developing this to international status, you would discover that a lot of people will visit. For instance, look at Oshun Oshogbo. It's not a UNESCO heritage site. I understand the Ojudi Oba too is being proposed by federal government to become, UNESCO recognized festival. All these are very, very important, because the truth is that if we back up with policy incentives towards this tourism, it will work. And that's what NextUp is trying to do. NextUp connecting the dots, becoming a bridge to ensure that we turn tourism to money. We turn tourism to what it's supposed to be. We turn tourism to dollar spinning. For instance, in a few days' time, we'll be taking Carnival Calabar to the world stage, from the street of Calabar to the global stage in China to attend Kaite. This is how to do it. This is what we are doing with networking, also creating a curated platform, online international exhibition for tourism. These are the things we are looking at, and public partnership. This can engage and also create a lot of ways to get it done and make it better, make the country safe. There is no reason why we cannot have these activities across the world, across the state every quarter, bringing money. This is a package that is only about packaging. It's not about a NAFDAC, it's not about Sun, it's not about any kind of thing. It's just packaging, and we can do it. You can see how Carnival Calabar has, in the last 20 years, what they've been doing. You can see Ojudioba, what is being turned into. I mean, the festival. So government support is needed, incentive is needed, infrastructure is needed, a lot of things are needed. And government alone cannot do it. And that's why Nexup is coming in to play its role, to engage the public-private sector, to also bring in new ideas, to also showcase this cultural show worldwide, turn it to exhibition, turn it to what it's supposed to be, turn it to a money-spinning industry, which it's supposed to be. A lot of sites are there. How are we attracting tourists to visit the place? These are the things Nexup is trying to do to curate it and make sure that it becomes what it's supposed to be. As our vision, we want to be that bridge that connects all the dots, especially in the export of services.
Mr. Abba, today we'll talk more on this particular development, especially looking at tourism and the issue of insecurity, because I love data. As at last year, Nigeria recorded about 1.2 or 3 million traveling into the country to visit some of our tourist sites. But you will give your response to this, but let's pay some bills at the moment in the country. And we still have in our Abuja studio Babatunde Faleke, who is an exporter hub, talking about the beauty of Nigeria and some of its culture. I said earlier that about 1.2 international visitors came into the country in 2023, and we saw those developments in the country like that. So how can we ensure we have more of those people in a safe environment, devoid of any challenges, so that they can enjoy the beauty of Nigeria?
Well, I can tell you for free that the government is not resting on its oars to ensure security is safe. I think what we need to do more importantly is to create the infrastructure. Like, for example, I'm not aware that we are running 24/7 flight in Nigeria, international flight. So we need to do a lot about that. Infrastructure, hotels, standard hotels, event centers that can host thousands of people at a time. We need to do this. We need to collaborate. Government need to provide incentives. Government need to make its airspace very, very, loud and safe. As for security, I will tell you, Calabar has been on for 20 years and we have not recorded any major security incidents. Eyo has been on several years. We have not recorded any serious incident. Ojudioba is going to go on very shortly. No incident. People prepare for this. People love to play. People love to enjoy. It's not an attraction to security challenge. But what we need to do government-wise is to engage in terms of infrastructural development. And this could be done only by public-private partnership. You can see now that if we could do this every other time, maybe quarterly, the government can put it in word space and they encourage it, and so much that private sector will key into it, making it a money spinning. For example, you want to go to Disney World in America. It's so developed that every year, everyone wants to go and enjoy. So why can't we do that in Nigeria? It's possible, it's feasible. We have so many wonderful sites in Nigeria that we can attract tourists to visit. In Gambia, you will see what they do over there. To run for 3-month tourism day. If tourism can be declared, every quarter, every stage, everyone, institutions that are responsible should take up their responsibility rightly and do the needful. I can guarantee you that tourism will become a major foreign exchange earner and attract direct investment. Hospitality should be there. We have sites of so many of great value that people love to visit. You have mentioned it, and I keep saying that, look, we can develop all this. We can make it regular. We can make it, as long as we see opportunity. The moment we are not seeing the opportunity, then we are not going to invest it. But when we see it as a money-spinning event, you will discover that it will attract. Many people go to Israel today to do what? For traditional something, for religious reasons. People go to Saudi for so many reasons. Why can't we develop our tourism center like that? And that's what Nexup was doing. Nexup is campaigning, saying that let's take these stages to the world. Let's take this festival to the world. Let's have a curated international exhibition that people can see and want to come to Nigeria. Nigeria is a safe place. Forget about the international media, I mean, blackmail. Yes, we have security challenge. Nobody's denying that. It's all over the world. The challenges are all over the world. It's only in Nigeria, not even to Nigeria. We can do it. And with partnership with government, with NEXUP, things can change. The story narrative can change. And that's what we are doing. We're taking Carnival Calabar to China from the street of Calabar, the African biggest street party. Imagine that. By the time the Far East see it, they saw it, they will be interested. I mean, just a kind of, a tip. So they will now want to be part of us. But if you don't show what you have, if you don't exhibit it, if you don't create it, if you don't blow your trumpet, nobody hears you. So we need to do that. And NEXUP is there to bridge the gap. And that's what we stand to gain. Thank you very much.
You mentioned taking the Calabar Festival to China. Tell us more about that and how it's going to promote Nigeria's culture.
Well, that is a good one. We were major exporter in commodities, but now we want to diversify to export of services and cultural heritage. We go to China with Carnival Calabar. How? Because we are going to show what the potentials that is in Nigeria, in Calabar. And Carnival Calabar represents a lot of shade, costumes, showcasing, dancing, so many activities for 32 days straight ahead. So we're going to show this potential to the Chinese, who also are very rich in culture. See what we do in Nigeria. Come enjoy a holiday in December in Calabar. And it's a safe haven. Everyone wants the plan. And this is the time to go. Because we want them 6-month plan. They will be with us. And that will attract a lot of traffic to Calabar. Not only Calabar, we plan for others as well. We plan for Eyo, we are planning for Ojudioba, we are planning for so many things. We roll out this very shortly, and it will be a boom in the tourism industry as a private sector initiative.
Very interesting, and I love the fact that you preach Nigeria, especially the culture that we have in the country, from Argungu in Kebbi State to Eyo in Lagos. Tomorrow is Ojudioba Festival. I'm from Ogun State, and I love Ojudioba Festival. Well, don't be biased at this time, my co-anchor here. But tell Nigerians, how can Nigerians also tap into the benefits, especially to those small business owners? How can they tap into this and ensure they grow their businesses?
Well, like I used to say, it's very important that Nigerians understand the tourism. So we need to create a kind of education about potentials in these industries. For example, you look at Carnival Calabar. I like making reference because they make names. Everyone participate in terms of even food vendors. The drummers, the dancers. So everyone has a role to play. And again, NEXUP is coming up with a program on talent hunts. There are a lot of stand-up comedians there that are upcoming, but they are not known. How do we make them known? How do we organize them? How do we put them together? NEXUP is planning to do that, and we are working with Federal Ministry of Youth very shortly to make sure that youth are engaged and educated about the potential. We need to do a lot of advocacy in terms of the potentials in these industries. We could turn to filmmaking. I don't know why we don't encourage, theater has these days. A lot of theaters in the university are dying because they are not being useful. They are not getting engaged. I don't know why you cannot do cuisine exhibition in terms of people frying akara. Locally, the people pounding yam. It's a lot of things. It's beautiful when you see them. The culinary sector is also part of it. The Nigerian cuisine beyond border is part of it. Can we do this? We can put them together. If you go to Brazil and fry akara, you see how they love it. People want to even attract to connect themselves to Nigeria, that they are from Nigeria, even when you can see what is even going on over the world now. The kings now, most of the kings being made by the Southwest now are from diaspora. That is to tell you the power of culture, the power of heritage.
Are you going to be on ground? Just a moment, Mr. Faleke, just in 30 seconds. Are you going to be on ground tomorrow at the Ojudioba Festival?
No problem.
All right. It's a